Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have been dying to film this video. I'm so excited to create a look with all these products. As you can tell by the title, the other day on Instagram, I went live and went shopping at Ulta, and a lot of you guys kind of helped me list off things that you thought I should buy. As I was kind of walking through the store, I would just kind of read comments, and we went through category by category, foundation, primer, concealer, brow stuff, and you guys helped me put things in my cart. It was honestly so much fun to go live on Instagram. I don't do that too often. I really need to do it more often, but it was so much fun for me. After that, I chose 2 products from each category that we had collected in my bag, and I had you guys on Instagram vote for which product I should purchase, and then the winning product I purchased, and we're gonna create a full face using the products that you guys picked out. The thing that is so funny to me though is I feel like throughout the process I tried to choose like a high-end item and then a more affordable item in each category, just because, you know, here on my channel, we love doing affordable things, and I wanted you guys to have the option to choose between the two. Little did I know that you guys would mostly pick all the high-end stuff. There's a couple categories where drugstore did win, but most of it was high-end. I just thought that was so funny. When I take you guys shopping, you want the bougie stuff. I get it. I've got the final picks in my Ulta bag right here, and I'm so excited to try some of these out. Some of these things that you guys suggested are things that I have always wanted to try, just never had a chance to. Other things I had never heard of before, and I'm just very excited. There were a couple things where only one product was mentioned because Ulta was actually closing, and so I kind of, made last minute decisions, and I only saw like one comment for certain categories like brows, setting spray, and I just grabbed like the first comment that I saw. So there are some things where you guys didn't vote on, but it was suggested by one of you on Instagram Live. One of those things would be the Catrice Cosmetics Eyebrow Stylist Brow Pencil. I have a couple things in my to try bin from Catrice that I haven't quite tried out yet, so I'm excited to try this. This is in the shade 040 Don't Let Me Brown. Cute. And we are just going to use this to fill in the brows. I chose a classic pencil, even though they had a couple other options, just because I felt like I don't have too many classic brow pencils, so I wanted to try this one. So I'm just gonna quickly fill in my brows. It has a really nice spoolie at the other end. All right, so now that we have the brows filled in, honestly, that was really nice. I like the shade of it. I feel like it was easy to create a really nice sculpted brow with this. So I'm very excited about that. And again, it's from Catrice, which means it's very affordable. So I love that. I actually have another item that was just shouted out on Instagram Live. It's an eyeshadow primer from Catrice as well. So I just picked this one up. It wasn't voted on or anything like that, but we're gonna give this a whirl. This is the Catrice Prime and Fine eyeshadow base. Did I already say that? I don't remember. Let's give this a whirl. I'm just gonna go ahead and pat that out with a sponge all over my eyelid. We're gonna be doing eyeshadow first. I'm actually really excited to be using this eyeshadow palette. Here's the poll. 62% of you guys chose the Tartelette and Bloom palette over the Makeup Revolution Reloaded palette. So this is the one that we're gonna use today. I'm so excited. This is one of those palettes that, I've always seen, I've always heard people talk about. I've just never had the chance to pick it up. I just felt like maybe I didn't need to pick it up because I own a lot of eyeshadows, and it's kind of like an older palette. So I'm actually really excited that you guys chose this for me, and I'm assuming a lot of you guys might own this, so hopefully it'll be fun for you guys to see me use this palette. Woo! Here it is on the inside. Gorgeous neutral palette. I'm very excited about this. We're gonna start off with this shade right here called Charmer, and we're gonna use this to kind of create a nice base all over the lid. And this will also kind of help us get rid of any tackiness that was left over from the eyeshadow primer that we just applied. It has that classic tart scent. It smells so good. Next, I'm going to take the shade Smarty Pants, which looks like a gorgeous light brown, which is going to be perfect for a transition. And I'm going to use it as a transition shade. So we're just going to go ahead and sweep this back and forth in windshield wiper motions, just to kind of lay down the color in the transition area as well as the crease a little bit. I'm going to really work on blending this out so that we have a nice diffused transition shade. I don't know why, but this shade right here is calling my name. This is called Rebel, and it's just a gorgeous kind of almost like warm mauve, if that's a thing. It's a really beautiful shade. So I'm going to go ahead and start to apply this on the outer third of the eye. And then I'm going to start to kind of blend that into the crease a little bit, but I want most of the pigment to be on this outer third. So next I'm going to be taking this gorgeous shimmer shade called Firecracker. And I'm wanting this to be our lid color. I'm not sure how well this will apply with a brush. So I'm going to start to just kind of put it on with my finger. And then after I kind of have some product on there, I take the brush and just blend out the edges. I'm going to take the shade Funny Girl, and I'm kind of wanting to add a little bit more lightness in the inner corner. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of carve out a tiny bit of a cut crease with this lighter shade just in this inner third. So next, I'm actually going to deepen up the outer third even more with this shade right here. Sorry, can you guys even see? This is called Leader, and it's a gorgeous burgundy shade, and I really want to add that to this outer corner just to intensify that further. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm gonna be honest, like just by looking at the pan, I didn't think that I would be enjoying it as much as I am right now. There's actually a ton of different looks you could create with this palette. I see why people really enjoy it. I feel like I'm getting so excited I'm using so many shades. I want a little bit more of a transition shade, so I'm going to go into Sweetheart, which is a really beautiful blush pink, and I'm just going to lightly dust that above all the shadows just to kind of bring the shadows up even further. So with a makeup wipe, I'm going to go ahead and clean up any of the fallout as well as sharpen up the edge here. Okay, this was another thing that I didn't have you guys vote on, but it was suggested that I try this and buy this when I was on Instagram Live. So it's the Essence eyeliner pen. This is the waterproof one, and it's just the black eyeliner. So we're gonna give this a go. It has like a felt tip, and I'm just wanting to create kind of like a thin line across the entire eyelid. And then I did end up doing a wing. Sorry, I'm not talking very much while applying. I'm trying to focus, but I actually love how this is looking, and that was so easy to apply. I also really like how it has more of a matte finish than a shiny finish, or a, what do you call that? Yeah, it's more of a matte finish, which I always look for. So I'm just gonna do the other eye really quick. I don't talk very much, so I'm just gonna finish that really fast. Okay, I have to say, I really enjoyed how that eyeliner applied. Again, the finish is perfect. I love how this looks. If this were to last and not transfer, I think I would really end up liking this. So I'm excited to see how this wears. Awesome. Okay, let's move on to our complexion. The two primers that it boiled down to were the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer and the Catrice Prime and Fine Primer. They were actually supposed to be like very similar. The Catrice Prime and Fine was apparently supposed to be a dupe for the Tarte one, but the Tarte primer won by 62%. So that is what we're gonna try today. This is another one of those products that I haven't tried, but I've always wanted to. I'm pretty sure, isn't this the one that Tati loves? I love watching Tati's videos, and I'm pretty sure this is like the primer that she swears by and uses all the time. Ooh, it's got like kind of a whipped formula. At least it looks like it. Oh my gosh, this feels so crazy. So I'm just gonna take some of this, and I'm not really sure how much to use. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this where I have issues with pores, which is right over the T-zone. It's like speckle. Kind of has an interesting smell. I'm also gonna put it in my smile lines because I tend to crease there. And I'm also putting some on my forehead, but mainly focusing it in the T-zone. Okay, that was really interesting feeling. It looks like it may have smoothed over a lot of my pores. We will kind of see if that's the case after we apply foundation, I feel. So that brings us to our next category, foundation. The foundations that it boiled down to were the Too Faced Born This Way or the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse, which has been around for years. I've never tried it. 56% of you guys chose the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, so that is the one that I'm gonna be using today. Funny story about this foundation, I've actually used this before like 2.5 years ago when I got married. It was the foundation that I wore my wedding day, and I explained this in my live video. And I stopped wearing it because I think it may have irritated my skin, but like I still like deep down wanted to see again how this wore, how it looks. So I wanted to put it as an option for you guys to choose, and you ended up choosing it, so that is what I'm gonna go ahead and try out again today. I honestly don't remember what I think about it, and this was before I started my YouTube channel, so I feel like I know how to apply foundation better now. So I got the shade Vanilla, which I don't know, I hope this works. I had a different shade I think on my wedding day because I had a self-tan. So let's hopefully see if this shade works. I'm gonna go ahead and start to buff this over my skin with the IT Cosmetics number 7 brush. I just kind of want to get a good even layer all over the skin first. And then I'm going to take what's left on my hand, on my sponge, and start to press this into the skin. So I honestly feel like this shade matches me nicely. It's taken me a minute actually to blend this over my skin. I'm not sure if it's the primer because the primer was so like silicone based that I didn't really have too much moisture on my skin. I probably should have put a moisturizer on before I did this. I forgot. So it has taken me a minute to kind of blend this out. Just like I remembered, the coverage is super buildable, which is just what I like. definitely gives great coverage. So I have to say, I definitely like the coverage of this foundation, obviously. That's pretty full coverage. So again, it kind of felt tacky, like it took me a minute to blend that out all over the skin. I partially feel like that could have been on my end, like I could have added a nicer moisturizer or a moisturizer underneath. That would have maybe helped it blend out, but this is what it looks like, my friends. Let's move on to concealer. So for concealer, it was between the Too Faced Born This Way concealer or the Catrice Liquid Camouflage, and 55% of you chose the Born This Way concealer. However, I know a lot of you said that the Catrice one was your favorite drugstore concealer, so I actually really want to try that one as well, but we are going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, which I never have tried, actually. I got the shade Very Fair, and I am thinking that it might be too light, but we'll hopefully be able to make this work. I'm going to put some under the eyes. I just want to see what the color is before I go too ham. Actually, I think this will work. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this underneath the eyes. This feels a lot more runny, or like, this feels more liquidy than the foundation for sure. I feel like I'm able to blend it out better. Down the nose, Cupid's bow, let's do some on the chin, and a little on the forehead. And then I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. As I'm blending this out under my eyes, it actually seems to really smooth over any fine lines and pores, and it actually looks really nice. So I feel like that gave my under eye area a really nice coverage. It is settling into my fine lines slightly, which happens with a lot of concealers until I set it. So let's go ahead and set the face before anything creases. For powder, it was between the Urban Decay Velvetizer or the Ulta Beauty Finishing Powder, and 64% of you picked the Urban Decay Velvetizer, so that's what we're going to use. This is actually kind of marketed to be like a mix-in powder, but you guys suggested it as a setting powder, so that's how I'm going to use it. I need to open this one. Ooh, look at that. That looks cool. I'm going to put a little bit of that in the cap. I'm going to blend out the concealer under the eye, and then immediately press the powder right over that. So same thing with the other under eye. I'm going to pat it out with a sponge first, and then now I'm setting it with the Velvetizer. And then I'm going to take that powder and set the rest of the face. It's such like a finely milled powder, and it kind of has like a beige tint to it, which tints my skin ever so slightly because I'm so fair right now. I'm not sure what's going on right here. There's a little bit of redness that like no product will cling to right here right now. I don't know. Wow, I feel like my skin looks so velvety. So far so good, guys. The only thing is it did kind of deepen up the under eye concealer, which I would have liked to have maybe a little bit brighter, but what can you do? Let's go back to eyes really fast and just finish up the under eye area. I'm going to go ahead and go into Smarty Pants, which was that first shade that we used as our transition. And this is what I'm going to apply underneath the eye. Then we're going to take Sweetheart, which is the pink shade, and I am just going to kind of layer that right over really lightly just to kind of add that tone onto the lower lash line. Next, I'm going to go into Firecracker, which was that bronzy shade, which is so pretty. And I'm going to start to add this kind of in the center of the lower lash line, right up against the lashes, just to kind of add that shimmer shade underneath as well. And then I'm going to take Funny Girl, which is that gorgeous champagne shade. I'm going to pop that in the inner corner of the eye as well as right underneath in the inner third of the lower lash line. Then I'm going to take the deep cranberry shade called Leader on a smaller brush. And I just want this to kind of help define the lower lash line. So I'm connecting the color to the black eyeliner that we have going on up here and then kind of dragging it down just in that outer third. So I actually had two drugstore options for mascara, one being the L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Sculpt Mascara and the other the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. The Lash Princess Mascara from Essence won by 54%. So 54% of you guys picked the Essence Lash Princess Mascara, and I'm actually really excited because I've heard a lot of people talk about the Lash Princess Mascara. I've tried the 18-hour mascara and I really love that. Ooh, the wand on this is curved, which is really nice. So let's see how this one applies. I know a lot of you guys were saying that you liked the one in the orange tube, but they were actually all sold out of that, so I went with purple. Alright, so I did 2 coats on the top and bottom lashes. The applicator on this was a little bit scratchy, but the end result, obviously, it looks really nice on my lashes. So far so good on the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. So moving on to bronzer, the 2 choices were Neutrogena Healthy Skin Bronzer, which looked awesome to me, but you guys wanted to see me try out the Becca Gradient Bronzer in Sunrise Waves. I have heard so many things buzzing around YouTube about this bronzer, so I'm actually really really excited to give this one a whirl. It's so beautiful. Here's what it looks like. It has 3 strips of kind of like a shimmery bronzer on the middle, and then there's 2 strips of the opal highlighter on the end. So it's gonna be really shimmery, which is something that I actually don't reach for too much. I like almost don't want to ruin the pattern. But I'm just gonna kind of press my brush into the pan and let's apply this. I'm just gonna take some and put it down the sides of my nose as well as underneath. I don't know what's going on here. There's like no product sticking to it. But I'm noticing that this builds up really nicely, which I like a good buildable bronzer, and it just looks really natural on the skin. And I kind of like how there's a little bit of a sheen to it, so it keeps your skin looking healthy. So I actually think that's really pretty. So for blush, the options were Benefit Coralista or Essence Satin Touch Blush. These blushes were head to head most of the time you guys were voting. However, the Essence blush won by like 40 people. So that's the one we're going to use today. I'm really excited. This is the Essence Satin Touch Blush in the shade 10 Satin Coral. Really excited. Essence seems to be such a good brand. Let me know if you guys would want to see like a one brand tutorial using them. So I'm just going to go ahead and take some of that on a blush brush. And let's pat this on the cheeks. Oh my gosh, how beautiful is that? And how pigmented. Oh my gosh. I barely tapped into the pan. You guys know how much I love my pigmented blushes. Ooh, how pretty. I'm just taking the brush that I used with the setting powder and kind of dusting right over that. I dusted away too much. I want more. Pretty. I really like this color, you guys. Ooh. For highlighter, this was also a 50-50 kind of situation. It was between the Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter or the Laura Geller Gilded Honey, which is like a cult classic. And Laura Geller won by like 10 votes. So the Gilded Honey highlighter is what we're gonna try today. I've actually always wanted to try this. What a wonderful day. I'm able to try so many things that I've always had on my wish list thanks to you guys. Here's what it looks like. It's a nice swirled kind of highlighter. It's so pretty. I really want to use it. Oh my gosh. I'm hoping that this won't be too dark for me. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to the high points of my face. I do have some texture right now, so yes, fam. It is emphasizing the texture. I'm gonna take it down the center of the nose, Cupid's bow, right above the brow, just slightly. I do feel like I want a little bit of this highlight in the inner corner of the eye. So I'm just gonna add that really quickly. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty. I'm gonna put some of this right underneath the brow. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off any foundation that's on my lips. And I actually did not ask you guys for a lip liner, so I'm just gonna quickly line my lips with the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Liner in Borderline. And then, for lip product, the 2 final options were the Anastasia Liquid Lipstick in the shade Ashton or the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Tiramisu. The NYX Butter Gloss won. Let's see, 57% of you guys chose the NYX Butter Gloss. I've never tried these, and I know that like so many people rave about them and have raved about them for years. So I'm super excited. Here's the shade. This is gonna be pretty. Let's go ahead and apply. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh, I love when glosses feel like lip balms. And that's totally what this feels like. So I'm gonna add a little more bronzer to my forehead. Ooh, that lip gloss is seriously beautiful. I'm so glad you guys chose that. We also gotta make sure that the brows look good, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the brows a little bit more wherever they kind of became sparse from applying my makeup. Oh my gosh, this gloss. Guys, this is literally the first butter gloss I've ever tried. If you guys have tried them and you have certain other shades that you like besides Tiramisu, please comment them down below because I feel like I might really, really like this. All right, so to finish off the face, we're gonna use a setting spray. This was one of the only setting sprays that was recommended to me. There was actually the Urban Decay Chill setting spray, but they actually didn't have it in stock at my Ulta. So I just went ahead and picked this one up, which would have been the other option. This is from Revolution or Makeup Revolution. It's the Pro Fix Fixing Spray. I didn't even know Makeup Revolution had setting sprays, so ooh. All right, let's go ahead and spritz this all over the face. We're not being shy. Got my handy fan. So there you have it, you guys. That is it. What do you think of the final look? I definitely think it's very signature Allie, but I really, really like it. I feel like my face feels kind of heavy right now, and it's my fault because I didn't apply a moisturizer before I did this video. I don't know why. I normally do. But honestly, you guys, that was so much fun for me to go shopping with you and for you guys to pick out my Ulta haul. I'm so excited about all these products, and I'm really excited to kind of see how these wear. I will keep you guys updated on what I end up keeping. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do a wear test tonight because I am pre-filming tons of videos and I'm not sure if that is a possibility for this one, but what I will do is I will continue to kind of wear these for the next couple days since I am filming this earlier than when I am posting it, and I will leave a comment down below letting you guys kind of know my final thoughts on everything. One thing I'm noticing is that my nose is having a little trouble up here with the foundation, but that's about it. The rest of it looks really nice, I feel like. It's a very full coverage base, that's for sure. So the foundation is the one thing that I'm kind of like gonna need to update you guys on. The Tartelette and Bloom palette I felt like was so pretty. I was able to make such a classic look with this and I'm just really happy with it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you own the Tartelette and Bloom palette, thank you guys for recommending it to me. I think it's beautiful. This bronzer is really, really nice. I feel like it's very natural. I actually haven't tried other bronzers from Becca, so I don't really know how they compare, but I love Becca in general. I think they're a great brand. This setting powder, we'll have to see how it holds up throughout the day as I continue to wear this. I will update you guys in the description box below. I do feel like it kind of made my skin feel heavy, but it did also make it look really like velvety and kind of smooth. I don't know if I would be using this as a setting powder in the future, but again, we'll have to see. I will be wearing this for as long as possible tonight. Obsessed with the Butter Gloss. Loving the Essence Satin Blush. I think that this color is gorgeous. The Laura Geller Baked Illuminator is really pretty, but it did emphasize some of my texture. So you guys know I've been having some texture issues recently, so maybe later it would look a little bit nicer. I usually don't have that much texture around here. The concealer is another thing I'm gonna have to update you guys on to see how it wears and how it functions. Same thing goes with the primer. The mascara from Essence, I feel like applied really nicely. I'm not sure if I like this one right off the bat more than my 18-hour wear mascara from Essence, so we'll have to see. I'll have to kind of play with both of them. I definitely like the applicator on the Volume Stylist more than I did the Lash Princess. So right now I'm kind of enjoying my other one a little bit more. The Essence Waterproof Liner actually applied really, really nicely. We'll have to see how it holds up because sometimes black eyeliner like this can transfer, so I'll keep you posted on that. The brow pencil seems nice. Oh, before I end, we gotta finish this look with a little bit of brow gel. I didn't ask you guys for a brow gel, so I'm just gonna quickly use my Glossier Boy Brow. There we go. My brows feel like they're done now. I really liked the brow pencil. I felt like it was really nice, and for the price, I really, really enjoyed it. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. Again, check the description box for any updates on the foundation, especially. I'll let you guys know what my final thoughts are, as well as any of these other products. I'm gonna kind of take notes at the end of the night and let you guys know how everything is wearing. But you guys, that was honestly one of the funnest videos I've ever made. I thoroughly enjoyed going live and going shopping with you guys. If you guys want to see kind of like a part 2 of this video where I try out all the others, let me know because I would actually be really interested to see what I think about all the things you guys recommended to me. So give this video a thumbs up if you guys want to see a part 2 of the series where I try out the products that did not win. I would actually really be interested to see how I like those. So let me know by liking this video. And I think that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for all your help with this video. Thank you to everybody who voted on Instagram and who recommended things on Instagram Live the other day. I honestly had such a blast. If you are new here, I would love to have you be a part of the family, so please join the family by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified each time I post, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll be notified every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday when I upload. Honestly, you guys, this was so fun for me to do. I feel like I want to do more of these kinds of videos where you all help me pick out my makeup. So thanks for going shopping with me. Thanks for choosing my makeup haul. And I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye.